Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Rosie and today I wanted to talk to you about different cafes to work in as a digital nomad in Town Malaysia. So what I wanted to do was have the top kind of 5 or 6 cafes to go to, but actually there was only one that we actually enjoyed. So I'm going to talk to you about that one first. So if that's all you're interested in, this is going to be the information. I'm then going to talk to you about 5 of the places, 5 different places that we went to that we didn't enjoy as much, and I'm going to tell you why. Okay, so the first one you have to go to is called Black Kettle. We loved it in there. It's a really old building and it's absolutely huge. There's loads and loads of seating available and different types of seating as well. So there's kind of the high chairs, there's comfy sofa kind of style seating, there's normal kind of dining table seating, and it's a great place to work because they have really good internet. They have lots of plug sockets as well to be able to charge your laptop or your devices. All the drinks have no sugar in them, and it's a really nice, quiet, kind of calm cafe. It's not too hot either, it's not too cold with the AC blasting, it's not too loud, it's not too quiet. It's just a really good vibe place. We really enjoyed the food and drinks there. We actually ordered some truffle fries one day and they were delicious. We also ordered a croissant that was incredible as well, and Biscoff cheesecake was outstanding. Oh my goodness, I ate that and nearly fell over. It was so good. In terms of drinks, I would recommend getting the lemonade. That was really good, super delicious. And yeah, it was just a really great place. It's also open quite late in the evenings as well, so it's not one of those that closes at like 4 p.m. and you have to pack up and leave, because quite often we would go for lunch at around 12, 1 o'clock, go to the cafe from kind of 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock until whatever time it closes, depending on what time it closes. But you know, if you're going to a cafe at 2 and it closes at 4, you only got 2 hours there, which is not long enough for us. So we really enjoyed Black Kettle because it opened until kind of 9 p.m, something like that most nights. They also do have music on. I think 3 or 4 nights a week they have a live musician singing songs with a guitar, that kind of vibe. So it's just a really cool spot. 100% recommend. Really enjoyed it there. Okay, so that's the one place that I would recommend. Now I'm going to talk to you about the other places that we went to and what was possibly wrong with them or just not great with them. So we did go to Mugshot. I enjoyed it there. It's a really cool cafe with a bakery next door, kind of attached and open in the middle, so you can kind of walk between the two. You can get a coffee from one place and a cake from the other place and kind of sit anywhere you want to. So it's great in terms of that. I will say the downsides is there's not a whole lot of seating. There's kind of a couple of smaller tables, a couple of bigger tables, and that's kind of it. So it's not as big, there's not a lot of places to sit. And then the other issue that we came into was that they don't really have many plugs. So they do have 2 big tables, which is where we ended up sitting. But in order for me to charge my laptop, I had to sit on the floor to plug my laptop in, because the plugs that they have like a casing around it, so you couldn't actually get my plug in there. And then when we sat further back in another part of the restaurant, there was no Wi-Fi connection. So it's kind of a tricky one, because either you sit on the floor and have Wi-Fi and a plug, or you sit in the back and have a plug but you don't have Wi-Fi. So if you have a laptop that lasts more than an hour, because I was using my old laptop which just did not charge or did not run for more than an hour, it meant I had to sit on the floor and it was a little bit annoying. But if you do have a laptop that lasts kind of all day, or maybe you don't need Wi-Fi or whatever it is, it could be a really good place. It just wasn't perfect for us. So the next one we went to is called More. It looked really good online. It looks like a really good cafe for digital nomads. They have lots of different seating, again, kind of dining style or office style seating, and also comfier chairs. They do have plugs in the desk, like in the middle of the desk, so you can sit and plug your thing in the desk, which I thought was brilliant. The problem with More was that the Wi-Fi was shocking. It was so bad. We thought we were connected to the wrong one. We thought that maybe there was, you know, we were sat the wrong side of the cafe, not next to the router, but actually the router was right next to us. So the internet was so bad. It was so frustrating. We ended up leaving early because we just couldn't get the work done that we wanted to get done. So we ended up staying maybe 2 hours doing what we could offline, but otherwise if you do want internet, it is not the best place to go. Honestly, it was so bad. But in terms of having a cafe to work in, if you don't need internet, it was nice. They had good drinks. They had, like I said, lots of seating. It was nice and quiet. It was not too hot, not too cold. It was a really nice place. just the Wi-Fi was shocking. So the next one we went to is called Bean Sprout, and again this one looked really good online. I'd seen some of the blogger talking about it being a really great place for digital nomads, so we went there one afternoon. We went one day and it was closing, so we obviously didn't go in. It was closing in like half an hour, so we decided, okay, we'll go back tomorrow instead. Went back the next day. I think we got there at like 2 p.m, and when we arrived we found out it closed at 4:30, so it closed, or 4, I think it closed like an hour earlier than it should have done, which is quite frustrating when you're like going to a cafe planning on working there for 3 hours and you can actually only get 2 hours work done. So that was frustrating. And the other thing was that the Wi-Fi was patchy, so it kind of just kept cutting off and on, so it would come back on again. But if you're kind of uploading, you know, a video to YouTube, or I think at the time I was downloading images from my Photos app onto my laptop, if that makes sense, and it would just cut out. So then it would save some pictures but not other ones. I'd have to go through and figure out which ones didn't save and go back and do it again, and then it would cut out again. So the internet was super duper patchy. Would not recommend if you need Wi-Fi, but if you want to go and work without Wi-Fi, or if you're not bothered about it being patchy, it was a really nice place actually, really cool. Kind of the walls were all broken and kind of not dilapidated, but you know, just kind of old vibes. The seating was all kind of mixed matched as well, which was quite cool. I think they had nice cakes and food and drinks. I can't remember what I had to drink. I think I had a lemonade or something like that. So we enjoyed it. It was a nice place. Again, not too loud, not too hot, not too cold, but just the internet was really not great. So the next place I want to talk about is Meetup. Now this is a cafe that we went to when we first went to Georgetown. The first time, we actually ended up going twice to Georgetown because we loved it so much. We went to this place called Meetup. It's a little bit further away from town, but it was close to where we were staying at the time. It was nice, but the day that we were there, the manager or somebody was in a foul mood and basically kept shouting at all of the staff all the time about lots of different things. He would we were sat next to the bar, he'd come to the bar and yell at someone, and then go around the corner to the other part of the restaurant and tell another member of staff to go over there, and he'd yell at them, and then send them back and send someone else and yell at them. And it just made me feel so uncomfortable. I hate confrontation, I hate arguments, and it just really made me feel like on edge and like, oh my god, we're kind of intruding on, I don't know, it was just not fun at all. So even though the place, like the staff were nice, the drink was nice, the internet was fine, it wasn't too hot or too cold, it was just really awkward, and I really didn't enjoy the experience. I was kind of focused on what was going on because it sounded quite serious rather than getting my work done, so it was very distracting and did not enjoy it. And the last place I want to talk about is a place called China House. So this is actually more of a cafe slash restaurant, but I think you could easily spend time there and kind of work throughout an afternoon. A couple of things I will say: it was very busy when we were there. There was lots and lots of people, and it was quite loud, so there was lots of people talking. It's quite a narrow building, so when you've kind of got lots of different people in different groups, and also with the kitchen and staff and, you know, food coming in and out and things, it's very loud. And the other thing was that there wasn't many tables available, and the tables that were available were reserved, so we couldn't just go and sit down where we wanted. So it was kind of frustrating. I think Jeremy tested the Wi-Fi and I think it was okay, but I think with China Cafe you'd probably have to get there earlier than lunchtime and probably eat lunch there and then stay for the afternoon in order to be able to secure a space, or just kind of hang around and wait for somebody to leave. But I think on the day that we got there, we kind of had work to do. We couldn't just like hang around for half an hour and wait for a seat to become available. So we went to Black Cafe, our favourite place. But it is super interesting. They do have a restaurant at night time. They have lots of different cakes available as well. They also have some art upstairs, like an art gallery and a shop upstairs. So it's a really cool space. Definitely go there for a drink at least, or even just to walk around and kind of explore and visit. Really cool place. I think it's newly opened. And I think it's also the same owner as Art Lane, I think it was, a shop that I talked about in the shopping video in Georgetown. If you want to go and watch that as well, I talk about 8, I think it was, different shops where you can go shopping in Georgetown where I'd recommend going. But I think it's owned by the same person, so it's quite quirky, quite artsy, quite different, and yeah, I really enjoyed the vibe in there. So thank you so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed this one. Like I said, I was hoping to do like 6 of the best places to work as a digital nomad in Georgetown, but actually the only one I'd recommend is Black Kettle. Definitely get the lemonades and definitely get the Biscoff cheesecake, and they have a really good selection of croissants and pies as well. So definitely recommend Black Kettle. Would not particularly recommend the other ones. Of course, there might be some cafes that I missed out and that didn't make it onto the list because we only had a certain amount of time there. But I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope it was informative, and I hope to see you back here soon for more of my videos. Bye.